Hello, everyone. So, in this week's lecture video, I'm going to regress a little bit and roll back to the annotated bibliography. This is Thursday afternoon, so I have spent the last 48 hours reviewing many drafts and grading the particular assignment. So, what I want to do is just remind everybody of the not yet ready for grading policy. There's been a few instances where this has been invoked. You are totally allowed to revise, take my comments, resubmit. I will grade you on your new effort. There is no late penalty or anything like that. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for an assignment that meets the minimum requirement. That being said, if you receive a grade that you aren't happy with and you want to make some revisions and resubmit, I'll be more than happy to look at that particular revision and grade it accordingly. So be aware of that. Now, the one thing I do want to hop to real quick on the annotated bibliography is the instructions themselves. And once again, much of my commentary is referring back to the instructions. So be aware of the word counts. The introduction has 250 to 300 words. The annotations and citations is 1250 to 1500 words, and then the conclusion should be a solid 100 words or more. All right. Now I want to remind everybody you have 4 categories here. The sources must come from the 4 categories. Do your best to get 1 or 2. And some people are walking by the Academic Search Ultimate, the COD library database source. I'm getting a lot of internet sources, some depending upon the draft, maybe a little too many in a way of multimedia sources. And then some people are walking by the interviews and survey section here and putting together some sort of an interview about your topic or doing some field work or a survey using Google Forms. I've mentioned this in the lecture videos previous weeks about the annotated bibliography. So there's 4 categories here, and I'm writing a lot of the comments. Please refer back to the instructions. Please refer back to the instructions. Also, I do want to point out what the annotation should look and sound like. I ask you to introduce the article and the author and explain why it's credible, what are the author's qualifications, summarize the main argument. Some people are having a little bit of a hard time summarizing the article. Okay, there's no quoting here, but you're summarizing the article. There is really no room for your commentary in the summary. This should focus on the source material, the article. With a little bit of your commentary is respond to what's interesting and how it's relevant to your topic. Okay, so I should not get an annotation that's just where I would say it's more so you telling me about the topic or the source. I want to know what's in that source material. And this all connects to the 3-part process that I mentioned in my comments. So be aware of the 3-part process. So once again, I'm referring back to the example here. Introduction, you have a citation that's got a hanging indent. First part of the annotation, second part of the annotation, third part of the annotation here that's required. On to the next citation, database, hanging indent, okay? And once again, 1, 2, and 3 parts. So some people have walked by the conclusion that's asked for in the assignment. Here, you have to have a conclusion right here in a tentative thesis statement. This is exactly, these are minimum requirements. This is what I'm looking for, and this is what you'll be graded on. So be aware of my commentary and then the grade and the annotation. If I go back here, visually, if your particular EAB draft does not look like this, with all the different parts and annotations and citations, you might have a grading problem there. So I want to be able to point this out. Now, all of this is said to is designed to bring us into chapter 3. Ballinger's writing in the middle, and this is actually physically working with the source material. If you've read your source material and you've provided an adequate summary and you have a clear understanding of your source information, then you'll be able to pull together some of the information that's needed for the double entry journal assignment and discussion board 9. This is where we start writing and thinking about the source material. So once again, I'm asking you to pull 3 quotes, paraphrases, or summaries out of your sources. Here is an example from the discussion board where you have the citation. Obviously, it should be the same citation and same material that you used in the annotated bibliography. Copy and paste your citation, 3 quotes or paraphrases, and you're thinking around that. This is what writing in the middle consists of. How are you working with that information? Remember, the art of composition in itself is a process of making meaning about a topic. How do you make meaning? It's that writing and thinking, that inner dialectal process that happens in your brain as you move forward. So, that being said, this is the week number 5 lecture video. Please double check your submissions. They'll coincide with my comments on those. Revise and move forward. If you have any questions or issues, please send me an email.